Bidenvilles are popping up across America. Well, Biden destroyed this country just like I said he would, and look at the fruits. Look what's going on around this country. Internationally we're in bad shape, and definitely nationally we're in super duper bad shape. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my merch store. Got tons of t-shirts, so check those out. All right, let's talk about this news. A worrisome icon of decades past have resurfaced and it's worsening. Unregulated shantytowns persist around the nation, made up of tents, tiny houses, RVs, or ramshackle shelters. The trend could be identified with President Biden, some say. Quote, it is just a matter of time before signs start sprouting up in the homeless areas of America proclaiming the existence of Bidenville, advises presidential historian and author Craig Shirley. So he goes on to say that we had a widespread destitution under Herbert Hoover, just as we do today under Biden, and that's true. I'm a I'm a study of history. I love history. I love reading things from the past and finding out what happened. And I remember reading about Hoovervilles back in the day, and it was all over this country, and we're starting to see that now. Hence the name Bidenvilles. But the poverty was indescribable. The world looked to be all black and white, no green, no sunlight, no hope. The dark humor at the time led newspaper writers to call them Hoovervilles. Utter destitution. Every day was worse than the previous, just as under President Biden. Mr. Shirley tells Inside the Beltway. Goes on to say that shantytowns of grinding poverty were spread across America in the late 1920s into the 1930s. John Steinbeck wrote about them, as did other Depression era authors, and I mean some great stories from the Depression era. I advise y'all, if y'all haven't read any of those stories, or any of those great poems and great works altogether, is check all that stuff out. The artwork was incredible as well. But millions of people huddled together, eking out a miserable existence. Sickness, homeless, disease, and starvation spread just as today. The plight and suffering was widespread, and it lasted for years, Mr. Shirley continues. Mark Twain was right. History may not repeat itself, but it does rhyme, he once said. Mindless liberalism has led to the new Bidenvilles, the historian advises. And that's what it is. It's liberalism. Liberalism kills. Liberalism kills. It destroys economies. And I mean, we're bearing the fruit right now. We're seeing it right now with all this regulation. They're going to regulate us and tax us to death. People can't make ends meet. Gas is too expensive. And the government is saying it's other people. Biden is not taking onus of this economy. He's blaming it on Russia and war and all this other stuff. But remember what they said, the buck stops here. I cannot for the life of me think of the president that said that, but the buck stops here. The buck stops at the administration. It's at the foot of Biden. Biden is responsible for this, him and his policies. He went through and decided with the stroke of a pen to go and undo every single policy that was working that Trump did. He gone in and he's getting rid of all these policies that was proven to work. And now we're bearing fruit, and now we're seeing what's happening from him undoing Trump's policies. So the only thing we could do is get rid of these leftists, get them out of government, vote them out in 2022, and then when 2024 comes, we get rid of Biden. But I don't even think Biden's going to be around by 2024. Whoever his successor is going to be, we make sure they don't get in office. We vote them out. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.